This is Focus on the Family for Friday, and in many ways, as we look back, this has been a rather somber week for those of us who believe in the sanctity of life. I'm sure you know that Wednesday the 22nd marked the 30th anniversary of the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on Roe v. Wade, which legalized abortion and subsequently the death of more than 42 million preborn babies here in the United States. I'm John Fuller, and our host is psychologist and author Dr. James Dobson. Now, due to some of the graphic nature of this program, parents, you may wish to send your children off to play somewhere else, or if that's not possible, if you're driving and you just can't listen in right now because of the content, you may want to listen in to our broadcast at a later time, either on this station or at our website, family.org, where we have the past 10 or so programs available for online listening. And Doctor, we hear the statistics and those numbers, but it's really incomprehensible to put your arms around 42 million babies that are not alive because of abortion.
Just try to imagine that massive humanity, John. It would represent 28% of this generation. We might call it the Roe v. Wade generation that's been killed. I mean, it is a horrible blot on the history of this nation. Many have called it the unborn Holocaust for good reason, and far more have been killed through abortion than were actually killed in the Holocaust, which was one of the most horrible things that's happened in the history of mankind. So my heart continues to break over this loss of human life, innocent babies that have been killed up to and even in the middle of delivery, full-term, healthy babies. I just saw something in the paper the other day that said the number of babies killed by partial birth abortion has increased dramatically in the last 4 years.
I saw the same story and can't believe it. I'm at a loss as to why this barbaric practice continues. Doctor, we have somebody in the studio here that can help us make sense of that statistic and this whole matter of abortion and the sanctity of all life.
Well, Carrie Gordon Earl is with us. She's our bioethics analyst here at Focus on the Family. And it's very appropriate that she join us again. She's been here before. Carrie, good to have you back. What comes to mind as you hear those terrible statistics of what we've done and the blood that's on our hands?
I think it's an indication of how very cheap life is in the United States. One of the legacies of Roe v. Wade and its companion case, Doe v. Bolton, is that we've arbitrarily decided that life at its most vulnerable and earliest form is disposable, and partial birth abortion, unfortunately, is the extreme example of that. It also shows us that even after 30 years, Doctor, we really don't know what's going on with abortion in this country. The abortion industry is secret. We don't have mandatory federal reporting, so we really don't know for certain how many abortions do take place. There's speculation, like the report that you mentioned on partial birth abortion.
Yeah, comment on that. You read the same report
Well,
I did.
It's interesting because that has not been tracked previously in its specific form. Again, the pro-life movement is who has brought this to light.
Yes.
So the Guttmacher Institute, which originally came out of Planned Parenthood, has done some tracking of that, and they say, all of a sudden there are more of these than we thought, but we're not even sure that those are the numbers. It could still be even higher. So this is just evidence that even after 30 years, we really have limited information of what the abortion industry is doing in this country.